Today we'll be uh taking a look at Levarti, which is a um travel membership. And so the only thing we really have to go off of is the video by, I think is one of the founders or someone in the company. He has the comp plan uh on a Canva file, and he said it wasn't like quite ready yet. So that's what we got to take a look at. And so we'll do that. So I was just sitting there thinking one day, I was like, well, what kind of name is Levarti? And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, it's I travel backwards. Had that epiphany discovery just,
Lame.
Yeah.
And now I'm not going to hold that against the company. I'm going to take a look at the comp plan, but
Yeah, it's
that's
kind of cliche, bro. It's kind of cliche.
I mean, when companies do stuff like that, I'm just like, don't be cheesy. Just give me a good product. Don't be trying to be all clever because it ain't coming out good. Give me something I like.
We're on one's particular site.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yeah. So just gonna take a look at the bottom of the website here, as we always do, to see what we can see here. We don't see any link to the compensation plan or anything. I'm going to, if I click become an affiliate, what happens? Okay, so they just have me pick my package. All right, so it looks like to be an affiliate, it is $50 annually. And then and you would pick a affiliate upgrade for members. And then you would pick a travel package. And so you have this coach membership, which is $150. So it's let me see, $50 per month starting the second month, and it's $150 first month. This one is $100 per month for $150 the first month, and then this one is $100 a month, same as the last one, and it's 100. Okay, so these two are the same. These two are the same price. Oh, this is the European membership, and then this one is the US premium member. So now in parentheses, it does say affiliate. I'm just wondering why. It's on all of the memberships, in parentheses, it has affiliate, right? US coach membership, parentheses, affiliate, parentheses, affiliate, parentheses, affiliate. And then you have this affiliate upgrade for members. So confuses me a little bit. I mean, the normal situation I'm kind of used to is, hey, you can buy these travel packages, and then if you also want to make money by offering them, you could join as an affiliate. This has affiliate in parentheses, and then you have this one saying affiliate upgrade for members. So are they saying that you have to purchase one of these in order to become an affiliate? Like, I don't know why it's worded like that. So maybe he can clear that up. I don't know. Just so, yeah, it's just typical, like run of the mill, like, discounts, right? Hotel savings, cruise savings and tour discounts and all of this stuff. A bunch of travel companies pretty much offer the same package. So so just gonna run through the compensation plan, which is the only place I could find it was taking a look at. Oops, that's us. Which is a travel.
Yeah.
So
another thing, just in case you're just now tuning in and you didn't know, we do have other videos. There's another video about why all of a sudden all these network marketing companies have travel as something they've added on as another arm of what they're doing. It's ridiculous. You have to see that video. Maybe we should make one where it's just about that because it's crazy. Yeah. Anyway,
Hey there, my name's DJ Barton, one of the co-founders of Levarti. I wanted to shoot a quick video regarding our compensation plan, but before I dive into this, I want you to understand, right now we are in what's called Founders Launch. And Founders Launch is not for everybody. Founders are for leaders that see things before they happen. This is the meeting in the dorm room where they were thinking about launching a Facebook. They had the vision, they had the dream, they had the goal. So all of the content is not professionally done yet. It's actually being created. Our back office is being created from scratch. Our front end marketing app is being created. All of our content, our PDFs, our PowerPoints, our videos are being done professionally by our marketing team. But we wanted to get some information out to you so you can truly understand what you have your hands on when it comes to our compensation plan. Now, there's 3 ways we get paid. I've had people ask me, are you an MLM?
I'm sorry. If you have been following us or you subscribed or what have you, you know we warn you about this. Now, obviously, companies that like to offer themselves to you before they are fully launched, of course, they're going to market it as, right? They're going to describe it as, oh, this is for the people that can really see the vision. You definitely want to go and invest your hard-earned money into my business, even though I have no proof that this is going to do anything for you. Yeah. No, I get what they're trying to say, but what I don't like is what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to be able to sidestep proving to you, right, earning your trust, and instead pretty much telling you, just blindly trust us. It's going to work. In business, that's not being a visionary. Being a visionary, first of all, that would be if you created the business, for you to be able to see, this is how I'm going to create the blueprint, build from there, and make this happen. For you, though, you are investing into this company. Investors, the way that they see vision is they understand your concept, yes, but then they need to see some numbers. Where the numbers at? Go watch Shark Tank if you don't believe me, because they make way more money than me. Right? If you look at any one of those sharks, even when somebody shows up and they're like, I am in pre-launch, I've got this concept, yada, yada, yada. They ask, oh, well, how many sales have you had so far? What's your customer retention? Lifetime customer value? What's the valuation on the company? And why did you select that number? How did you come up with that? They're asking all of these questions because they're not investing their money off of vision. Because a lot of times these companies, these folks, when they say that to you, what they're really saying is, I want you to get excited enough to not think. I want your emotions to take over. I want your critical thinking to disappear. Okay? So we're going to watch some more what he's talking about, because we're looking at the comp plan. But that is definitely something that bothers me about these companies, especially these days. The hype of doing a pre-launch. Something else that I want you to consider is a lot of times a company that does a pre-launch doesn't pre-launch their entire company. They might pre-launch a product. They might pre-launch a service. But the way their company started did not start in a pre-launch.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah.
Apple will pre-launch an iPhone. Apple didn't pre-launch itself completely.
Yeah.
They needed to prove that they were going to be a viable company that was going to last before they got investors involved into it. Do you see how that doesn't make sense for people to tell you that? Okay. And also, you know, if you look at something like Apple, you know, to pre-launch a product is yet another thing. It's another hurdle, because you can't pre-launch something and expect really good sales unless you've already built up a reputation that you're good. So you can't be a new company claiming or asking, requesting of your investors, just trust me. Don't you have the vision enough to trust? That's manipulation. I don't like that. So I'm gonna just put that out there. I don't even like how he started this off. Okay. But if you've got a good viable product or service, you don't have to do all of that. You just say, hey, this is what it is. This is how you get paid. Boom. You know, like you don't need all of that. And for him to spend an entire minute to talk about that and pretty much give you a bunch of excuses why they don't have their shit together. That's what it is to me. Oh, see, we ain't got it together. We in pre-launch, you see, but you got to see the vision of the no. Anyway, go ahead. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing in the industry, right? In the affiliate marketing, network industry, pre-launch and stuff, but pre-launching entire companies, like you said, but like you don't really see that in like the real world, like in the regular business. They don't pre-launch an entire company. The company is launched, and if the product does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. They do a bunch of market research before they even make the product, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I mean, and don't get me wrong, there are companies that may do like beta testing and stuff like that, because they need to do their market research. They need to gather some intel, gather some data up initially before they go out there and try to get people to invest. So I just really don't like that wannabe Jedi mind trick to get you to be excited about this. I need more.
No, we are more of an affiliate marketing company. However, there's one of the three ways that we get paid where it smells a little bit about MLM. So I just want to be full transparent. We're more of a super affiliate hybrid model. We're fixing and solving problems from the other industries. And I'm telling you right now, number one, this compensation plan pays out more money than any other comp plan in the industry. We pay.
Stop it. Look, how many videos have y'all watched with us where they either somebody's saying it or it's actually written in their comp plan? This is one of the most lucrative, most fair comp plans, the best comp plan you've ever seen. All companies say that.
And and the thing is, in marketing speak, you can say this is one of the most, lucrative compensation plans in the industry. You can say that, right? But it's another thing to say this is the most lucrative right? Not one of the, there's a difference between one of the most and the most.
Right.
He just said this pays out more money than any other company. You cannot even prove that statement.
Right.
You can't prove it. And if you did, it would take that would be a whole case study, a very detailed case study.
Now, what would be very interesting is if you had somebody like the FTC come along and say, oh yeah, we got word that you were going around saying that you are the most lucrative comp plan that there is. Unless you can prove it, you're breaking the law because you're giving people misleading information. Can't do that. Now, so you have to be very careful with what you're saying.
But hold on, let me rewind real quick, just a little bit. So you said
compensation plan pays the other industries. And I'm telling you right now, number one, this compensation plan pays out more money than any other comp plan.
So you can't say that either.
So saying it like that, he didn't say the most lucrative comp plan. He said pays out more money. So he could actually now be referring to, out of all the money we bring in, we pay out the most money for any other company. But then you cannot prove that because companies don't just open their books to everybody. Most of these companies we're talking about are private companies. Their books are closed. They're not open to the public like publicly traded companies.
But you know who they will get open to? The FTC. That's why, again, you have to be very careful with what you're saying. You start making all of these claims, if the government gets a whiff that you might be saying some false claims, they're coming after you. And then this company's done before it even starts. Like, just stop. I wish more people really understand, how businesses work in general. And unfortunately, what owners of network marketing companies and marketing execs from network marketing companies know about affiliates is that you probably have no experience and no skill when it comes to building a business.
Yeah.
And so they prey on that.
Absolutely.
And it's not fair to you, but some people think all is fair in love and business, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was something else he said, parts of their comp plan might smell of MLM, but it's not MLM. It's really more of a look. I get it. I understand that the term MLM turns off a good 65-67% of the population.
And why though? Let's talk about why that is, because they're still feeling the stigma from the 70s, 80s, even early 90s MLM, where it was, bugging all your family and friends and dragging them to hotel meetings and having parties and what's the word when you surprise somebody and you ambush them, right?
Yeah.
And three-way call ambushes, right? Telling somebody you're having a get together when there's really a presentation, like that kind of stuff. People are making decisions on network marketing based on one experience they had 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And if people are still teaching these methods, I'm not saying, necessarily hotel meetings, but people are absolutely still doing three-way calls and putting their sponsor on who, your family doesn't know from Adam. And twisting up words and hyping things up and doing these things that kind of, turn people off. It sends salesperson signals, alarms through a person's mind like crazy, and they don't want to be sold to. They like to buy, they don't like to be sold.
Yeah.
And so people make decisions based off of their previous experiences. So it's just like, stop doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't hype it up. You don't need
And
to hype it
also,
up.
I mean, if you get paid on multiple levels, it's multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Right? You're a network marketing company that pays out on multiple levels. It is multi-level marketing. Now, I know a lot of people talk about, an MLM industry. MLM is not really an industry, it's just a way to get paid. Okay, it's just how the pay structure works. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. That's actually one of the best ways to get paid on multiple levels. If only everybody could get paid like that, right? So it's actually a benefit. I don't know why people shy away from that. I understand feeling the stigma and wanting to separate yourself from that, but being an affiliate of something, right, and getting paid a commission on it, really, that's all these network marketing companies. We all, you join the company, you are an independent contractor, and you contract with them to be the person that brings them the customers, and they bring you, or bring your customers, the products and services, right? And in exchange for that, you get a percentage of, the customer base that you brought in. You get a percentage of those sales, right? That's the way it is supposed to work. So what is wrong with that, right? But trying to act like you're not something that you are doesn't make sense to me. But I get it if you're saying, because of that stigma, we don't want to be associated with that. But yes, we do pay on multiple levels. I mean, I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's what he was trying to say, trying to come across like that. But yeah, keep a lookout for that.
And in the industry, we pay out 48% of every dollar that comes in. And we built this for.
Okay, well, I know companies that pay 85%.
Yeah. See how you can't say that?
Or
You pay the most?
65%.
You can't say you pay the most unless you've looked around at every
single
company that exists on the planet that fits in your industry, and you know for sure that you pay more, and you can prove it with your books. Until then, you cannot say this kind of stuff. And yet people will not only join companies like this and be led by people who mislead folks like this, but then they're shocked. Oh my gosh, when something happens to the company. And it's like, well, you should have seen that coming, to be honest with you. So, and when are they launching, or have they launched yet, or what?
Yeah, I think they're launched. I think they're already active. It's just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
he's talking about this. Is he gonna break this down?
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll watch that.
Ryan said, Warren Buffett said it best, if you can't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die.
That
Yeah.
is correct.
Yeah, this is why,
We agree with
we're
that.
in this realm of, net marketing and,
Yeah.
just trying to make sure people are.
And the thing is, now let me also be clear about this, because I don't want to make it seem like we're trying to tell people the only way you can make money in your sleep is through network marketing, and that's why we're doing these
Oh,
comp
yeah,
plan
absolutely
videos.
not.
It's not that. There's a lot of ways for you to be able to make money in your sleep.
Mhm.
But when it comes to network marketing with a multi level payout structure, that allows you to have so much leverage. And that's really one of the biggest keys to being successful in any business, is being able to leverage your time, leverage your physical need to have to be there in order for the business to operate and profit. When you're in a position where you don't even have to be there and yet money's coming in every single day on a regular basis, that's when you're in a really good place. One of the best examples I've seen of leverage is Richard Branson, for sure. Sir Richard, my hat's off to you.
Yeah.
That Virgin brand, good God,
Mhm.
he does everything. They got everything.
Right. But he does it one at a time.
One at a time. Oh my gosh, that's a whole nother video.
Did he start everything at one time?
Yeah, he did Virgin Records and Virgin Airlines and Virgin Mobile and Virgin Voyages all at the same time, because he knows about multiple streams of income. Oh my God.
Yeah. All right.
Speed for simplicity, so everybody can win. That's what we've done. And so we created 3 ways to get paid: a direct commission with daily payouts. Off the $100 activation fee, you as the enroller of a new member will make 48%, which is $48. And then on the second month and thereafter, depending on if they got the $100 membership or the $50 membership, you're going to make a 10% commission, which is $5 or $10. Very simple way to understand. There's no recruiting involved when it comes to the direct commission. That's solely off of just acquiring members and or customers. Now, members can attach an affiliate fee to their membership so they can actually make commissions by promoting and sharing the app. That's okay. Now, for founders, if you're in right now, we're going to.
All right, so you just answered my question from
Okay.
before. You just add on the affiliate thing. It's just worded weird. I don't know why they put the
So
parentheses.
so what's on that page is more of an a la carte thing. You pick one and then you add on the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waive the $50 affiliate fee for your first year. The second way we get paid is our revenue share model. That, to me, right there, I'm telling you right now, is the game changer. We took 33% of the gross revenue, the top line revenue, and we're sharing it with our affiliates who co-create with us. See, Jake and myself, my business partners, and Bart, we just wanted to create a vision, a dream, a track for you to run on. We built this for the field's perspective, from the field. See, we're builders at heart. We're always going to be builders, but we wanted to start a company that would support us and you in the field. Now, we gamified the comp plan.
Oh.
The $50 membership is valued at 1 point. The $100 membership is valued at 2 points. All right. And so we took 33% of the gross revenue, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So just to take a screenshot of this, and maybe need to listen to this a couple times, but the far left side of your screen where it labels revenue pools, we have 11 revenue pools. I know it shows 10, but if you go look at 2+, that equals 11. That's our fast start bonus, where if you get to pool 2 in your first 30 days, you get in 2+. It's a one-time opportunity. You have to hit it in your first 30 days. You'll never have a shot to get in that pool again. My opinion, that'll be one of the largest payouts, because not everybody's going to get in pool 2 in their first 30 days. Now, the second column from the left, total company volume, that we put 3% in each pool. So when we get to $1 million a month in revenue, which I anticipate on or before February 1st, 2024, let's just say we're doing $1 million a month in revenue. You're going to take.
I just noticed we had another comment. Christy said, wait, you got to talk to folks. So no recruiting is not true.
Oh, he was talking about the first thing for direct commissions, meaning Recruiting meaning you don't have to bring anyone in a company to be an affiliate to earn those commissions for signing up people with the travel package, right? Selling the travel package. So it's optional to build a team, right? You're saying you can earn commissions just by selling the products.
Right. But you got to recruit people to be customers.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think what it is it depends
What's
on
your
what your
definition of
definition.
recruiting?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you need people in a business. So, and for me, I just don't even like to use that term, no recruiting, because honestly, you're always, to me, to recruit is, you're scouting, you're looking out for new folks to bring in. And so since that's the case, I need new folks, whether they're customers or builders, doesn't matter. So I'm constantly recruiting, right? A lot of people say no selling as well. I consider pretty much everything a sale. If we're going to make an exchange of some sort where you get something out of it, I get something out of it. To me, that's a sale. But again, people have different definitions of that too.
Yeah.
So I think that is a problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So she said, okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's what he meant by that, though.
That's what it seems. That's what it seems like he meant
In context.
in the context of
Yeah.
what he said.
Yep.
Okay.
3%, which is 30 grand, and there's gonna be $30,000 in each pool. The way it works is however many people are qualified that for that month in that pool, it's divided equally. So if there's 1,000 people in the pool, that 30,000 is divided equally. If there's 500 in the pool, divided equally. If there's 100, 10, or even just one, it's divided based upon that. Very simple comp plan to understand. Now, how do you?
Hold on. No, hold on right there.
What?
I don't know if that's a very simple
This-
comp plan to understand, and I'm gonna say why. First of all, I hate the fact that you guys, well, not this company in particular. I'm just talking about in network marketing that they will take something very simple, dollars, and then convert them into points to convert them into dollars for you. What the hell are you doing that for? Tell how much money am I getting to do this or that? This makes no sense. We know exactly how much the memberships are. We know exactly how much it is for you to become an affiliate. Then just tell me how much I get. You're talking about we gamifying it. To me, this is not gamifying it. This is complicating it.
Yeah, it kind of does add an unnecessarily element of complication to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to look at like pool 1 and go, okay, personally enrolled points 3, which means that, you know what I mean? So like he said, the $50 membership is 1 point, $100 membership is 2 points. So, it can be a combination of one, of one of each. But I guess, let me see, if you were trying to convert it into volume, that could be 150 in volume. Like, I would have, I think I would have tried to have a way to just simplify it and just leave it in volume, because you only have 2 membership options.
Right.
So one is 50, one's 100. But I mean, they're both, what is it? 150. They're both 150, I think, the first month.
Right. So there's really no difference.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Right. So,
which I would think would piss people off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hold up. All I want is the cheap version, but I still got to say to pay the same as the person that's getting the expensive version. Why? You know what I'm like? I'm sorry. You got to explain stuff better to me than that. Like, no, I don't want to pay the same. If I wanted to pay the same, I'd have picked that one.
Yeah, it kind of complicates it, because I could take, say, pool number 4, right, and say, okay, I don't like it's.
I think they're also trying to make. I think their attempt is to make it seem simple to you. Oh, the number 3, the number 10, that's small, that's easy, I can do that. Okay. Versus giving you dollar amounts, because especially if you're new to network marketing or you haven't gotten results in the past, and you're looking at a volume amount, you're like, oh, Lord, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I can do that. I'm hoping that that's one of the reasons why they chose to gamify it. But honestly, if you just give it to me straight, I respect that more and I trust it more, and it makes it easier for me to know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Here, I have to really like map it out.
Yeah, they could have also said, anywhere between. What would this be? I'm 7 to 15, right? If they're all 1 point memberships, then you would need 15 total for number, pool 4.
Yeah,
And if they're all 2 point memberships, you would need, 7 to 8, right? So, and that's when, if I'm building a business, that's the number I want to know. How many memberships do I need?
hello,
Somewhere between 8 and 15 is the answer for revenue pool number 4, right? But now I got to take this 15 points and figure it out myself. So then I have to go and make another sheet for myself so that I know how many, you know what I mean? So it's just like, man, just give me the number.
yeah,
But I mean, cool. It's different. It's definitely different though.
yeah,
All right.
Qualify to get in the pools. The personal enrolled points, you can see that column. And just so you know, your membership counts as your own points. So if you are a builder, my suggestion is get the premium level of membership, $100 a month. That's 2 points. If you sign up one more premium, you've got 4 points, which you super exceed the first qualification for pool 1. And then the company qualified point column, that's company growth. I want you to understand, we don't build wide. We don't build 2 legs, left team, right team, or 4, 5, 10 legs. We're a one-legged monster. We call it the jet stream. The value of getting in right now is timing, placement, and positioning. 100% of everybody that joins this comp plan, this company, after you enroll, financially benefits you. Okay, we started open enrollment on August 7th for founders, and we're just getting ready to go to pre-launch on or before September 12th. And we will have somewhere around 2,000 affiliates that have enrolled during the founders launch. 100% of the people that enroll after you financially get you in these pools. So all you need to focus on is personal points.
This is definitely different. So they had a launch before the pre-launch, and then the pre-launch.
yeah.
So
Okay,
so yeah, I mean it's kind of like a profit share, but for everyone who joins after you, which is it's a fair loss. It is a time sensitive thing. It's like, you better join before other people do. So
yeah.
so I get that part. I don't know if this has been done before in network marketing. I know the single line thing has been done before, but I don't think they have. I think those companies still had a element of, unilevel. This person is connected to you, so it'll generate a commission like that. But as far as
you're not getting that out of this comp plan.
nah, it's revenue pools according to the company growth, like, and then they divide it up evenly. So it's really a share. It's really like revenue sharing, basically.
Yeah. So okay. So this is where I'm having problems. Okay. One is you get paid off of your own membership.
I think he's saying, I don't know if you get paid off of it, but he's saying it counts as your volume.
That's what I'm saying. Do you not get paid off the volume?
But your volume gets you into a pool, but you getting paid off of it. So you're not necessarily getting paid off of your stuff. It's the pool. So for that, but he's not saying that
the pool is calculated based on everybody that has pitched in, including yourself.
Yeah.
That is a slippery slope. You're not supposed to be able, like, it's supposed to be exempt.
Well, no, I think companies do this. So like, okay, like, we can join a company and our own volume will absolutely count for whatever rank we want to be at, right?
No.
Oh no, it counts for the other person's volume who we enrolled under.
Right. That is allowed.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Right.
It's not allowed for you to get paid off your own stuff, because that's where this whole problem started, where there were all of these lawsuits against these MLMs because of, what do they call
bonus buying?
Yes, stuff like that. Now in this case, you can only have one membership.
Yeah.
So at least, but still you have to be careful with stuff like that when you see it.
So, and there's another company that does that, ACN, right? You can join as a IBO, and then you sign your services up under yourself.
Okay, so see how things are complicated when they don't need it to be. And part of it sometimes, and I'm not saying it's ACN or Levarti particularly, but sometimes companies are doing that because they think they're getting away with finding a loophole in the FTC's regulations and they can get away with that, only to come to find out later, no, you cannot, no, you did not. You ain't make no loophole. You ain't getting over on them. They know, and then they're forced to change their comp plans because of that. So yeah, that was an issue for me. And then also this whole idea of well, not so much the jet stream itself, but one thing that I don't like is only, well, maybe this is just one of the streams he's talking about, but I'm splitting the earnings, right, from the pool share evenly, which means if I do the work of bringing in like 100 people into this organization, into this company, and somebody else brings in like 2 or whatever they need to fill the share, and they did like the absolute least, and I'm doing the most, and we getting paid the same, I don't like that. However, I do understand how a pool works. It's, you know, the more, typically the more people you enroll, the bigger money you're going to get, because even if the percentage stays the same, they'll give you another share, which it's looking like that's how this is. So I'm like, okay, but are there some other ways to get paid though? Do I get paid on my personal work? Do I get paid on my team? And it looks like you do. I'm not sure. We're going to look at that in a sec, but because I'm putting in some effort to be able to move up when it comes to my income. I want to increase my income as fast as I can. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put in the extra effort to get the extra results to get me into a position, a higher position faster. If you're the type of person that's willing to put in that work to do it, am I going to see the fruits of all that labor out of this comp plan is the question.
Yeah, and so the idea, the concept is that the more people you enroll, the less people are going to be in that particular pool.
Okay.
Right? In concept.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say in
Until
theory.
you got a bunch of people bringing in 100, right? So you know, I would, you know, predict that they may have to change and shift these pools, shift the numbers or whatever, you know, as the company grows. But yeah, it just depending on how, like, it's kind of like a, you know, curving, right? Where you grade, you know, on a curved grading scale, it's like, if, you know, if you have, you know, potentially just a few people that are able to recruit like 100, you know, 100 people, right? It should be only a few people in that pool as compared to 6 or 3, right?
Right.
The more people in the pool, the less money there is to, you know,
To
the more,
distribute.
to distribute to each person.
Yeah.
And so that's the concept of it. So the only thing is that you won't really know how much exactly you're going to get paid until like there's a pro and a con. One pro is that everyone who came in after you literally have a vested interest in seeing them, you know, so, you know, bring in more people, so that, you know, this you can get into these other pools, right? Because if you're, let's say you're in pool 6 and you have 30 folks, but there hasn't been 1,000, you know, points that came in after you. I think this is what the company qualification points is, and there was only like 500, right? You would still end up in pool 5, even though you had 30 people, right? So it's like, all right, like, let's go, y'all.
See, that's what I'm talking about, is where do I have control within the comp plan to work, because it ain't here.
So, no, but I think so, because even if you brought in, let's say you brought in people, right? You're helping them, right? Because everybody in your team got in after you.
Yeah.
So even if you're building your team kind of like a traditional network marketing thing, that still helps the overall like company,
Right.
Company
what
qualification
I'm
points,
saying
but you
is-
still have to get
Yes.
yourself.
Yes, what I'm saying is, as hard as you may be working, if other folks in this company ain't working,
Mhm.
and one of these qualifications aren't fulfilled, you don't get what you could have gotten if they had only focused on, you know, what you and your team did. You know what I'm saying? Like and I can see why, because if you're in pre-launch, you need to depend on everybody getting the word out there to make your business like take off really quickly
Mhm.
in the beginning stages.
Mhm.
So to have that stipulation, I can see why they would have that in there, at least for now, and maybe take it out or change it later.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
need lots of people, but they need to pay out the least. I mean, that's how
They need to pay.
companies.
They need to pay you just enough to keep you
Right.
on and keep you excited.
Right.
Right. And so yeah, this is gonna. I think this is gonna encourage, like, you need to get some personal enrollments. Like, this is, you can do like some team building and things if you want, but you still have to really, like, you know, pay attention to how many people you are personally enrolling yourself in order to get you in these higher pools. And then as the company grows, I'm thinking they're going to have to move and shift these numbers around.
Yeah,
As they bring in more and more
Yeah.
revenue.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
The company points organically are going to work in your benefit anyways, because all the sales that us at corporate get benefit you. All the sales that leaders get benefit you. All the sales that the entire company gets benefit you. So let me.
I'm just hoping that the corporate and the company and the leaders and all the people bringing in these points. That's all, right? Because they should. I would
Yeah,
expect that
absolutely.
from them.
If
They should.
If
Yeah.
you know, so even if there's a leader that was in before you, right? You know, and he has some folks that got in before you. All right, fine. Like, those people won't count, but the residual effects of that leader's
Right,
influence on
continuing to
his
bring folks
team,
in.
you get in, and then they're continuing to build their team, and therefore, yes, that
All
will
those folks that came in after
benefit
counts.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the company qualification points column.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me put
In
this into
pre-launch, you
perspective.
don't know if that's going to happen or how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And that's the problem. You need to be able to plan your paycheck.
Yeah,
you got bills.
you
You got
know,
kids, you got,
the
like-
pool may change from month to month easily,
yeah.
how much you're
Ah,
getting.
jeez.
So, you know, hope it averages out, but man,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to tell. But well, hopefully it goes, you know, it grows. And
I hope there's more ways to get paid than
but yeah,
this.
he says 3, right? Oh, he already did the direct commission. This is the
Yeah.
second way. This is the third way.
Oh, and real
There's one
quick
more.
about the direct commissions, I do like the fact that you get the $48 and that you get it the next day. But again, that's not the most you could possibly, like 48% is not the most you could get paid per person. But you know, I like, you know, the dollar amounts that you get in commissions, $48, and get it in terms of a daily pay is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
How do you get to pool 6? You need 30 points. That could be 30 $50 sales at the coach level, which is the $50 level, or you could sell 15 premium sales at the $100 level, because those are worth 2 points, and you're there. And literally within 30 days to 45 days from when you enroll, we will have over 100 or 1,000 points, excuse me, join this company, because that could be 1,000.
How much money is that?
$30 member or $50 memberships, tongue twisted there, or 500, 100 premium memberships, because you get 2 points. So you can gamify this comp plan. Now, though, that what I just shared with you, from the direct commission to the revenue pools from pool 1 through 6, that's straight up affiliate marketing. There's no recruiting necessary. You can just focus on getting customers. I believe we solved a 65-year-old problem in the home-based business industry, because
Stop. I can't take it.
So you're saying, yeah, with these memberships, people don't have to sign up as an affiliate, just sell the
Right.
memberships.
Right. And
Right.
I understand that and I get that. But what 65-year-old problem have you solved? Because that's what just about any of these companies. You don't necessarily have to bring people in as a business builder in order to get paid. Matter of fact, if they're legit, if they're in compliance with the FTC, that's exactly the way all of these businesses have their structure. So what do you mean?
So now the only like small difference I can see, I mean, small like, understanding I can have of that statement are the companies that we don't like, where the compensation plan is highly dependent on other people in your team hitting certain ranks as opposed to the volume.
Yeah.
Volume-based progression, volume-based ranks is what we prefer, rather than comp plans that say, hey, in order to hit this rank, you need to have 3 other people in your team hit a certain rank. Or for them to progress, they when it's rank based, it makes it difficult, because if certain people don't do their end of the bargain, they don't pitch in enough, then you end up having to scramble and do some work for them just for you to rank up, and that causes a issue. But if it's volume based, then it's just your total volume, which is what we prefer, the comp plans we prefer to work off of.
Right. I just need to see, like, I need a reliable way to be able to calculate what my earnings would be so I can plan ahead.
That you don't.
I don't want to be like, let's wait and see what kind of money I make this month. No.
Especially as the company grows, like I'm like, this is it. So like, of course, FTC is like, we don't want you guys showing like income examples, right? We don't want, not examples, we don't want you guys showing income your checks, claims. Right? They don't want people showing their checks and how much they've earned, but you can, and you have to put the FTC disclaimer if you do an income example on the screen, right? With this, you don't even have an income example.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
You can't calculate it,
because at least the company like Transact, as crazy as that video was, and we still getting comments on that one, at least they had an example. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to paint a picture for folks to be able to see, what does this mean? How is this translated in my real world day-to-day activities building this business? What could I expect my check to possibly look like? Because this, I
no
the hell
clue.
if I know.
I have no clue. It really just depends.
Crazy.
Most people can't build teams. Most people can't duplicate. So we wanted to create a system for every person to win, have a track to run on, and feel a part of a community and a championship team.
What did you just say? You said most people can't something and they can't
recruit,
duplicate.
they can't build, they can't duplicate. That's true.
But they also can't close sales. Matter of fact, at least they know that. Right? Because they'll tell you, I'm not a salesperson. Again, where did you solve a 65-year-old problem? Doesn't sound like it to me.
Building communication
people
skills.
People still have a problem with everything that you're talking about on your comp plan right now.
It's still going to be a situation where there's a few people at the top making a lot of money and a lot of other people not. It's still going to be the same type of situation, but you are going to have people that look at this and say, hey, I can still make some money because I can still benefit off of, just people coming in after me, whether or not I brought them in. But in order for you to make, get 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, you're going to have to do something. Whether or not those people are affiliates in your company, it doesn't matter. You have to communicate with them effectively why they should buy this travel package. And then that's another thing. There's a ton of travel packages just like this, and I counted from a comprehensive list of all of the MLM, network marketing companies. There's about 22 companies that I know of that offer a travel thing like this, like Levarti.
But no, they stand out from all the other companies. No, you don't.
Well, and out of all of the companies, out of, I don't know, 500-800 companies, right? That's a decent number. It's not a whole lot. I mean, there's 200 something, health and nutrition.
No, I was going to say, what do you mean by out of 800 companies?
Out of 800 network marketing companies.
But see, when you're talking about like you have to slice off the ones that don't offer what you offer.
Yeah. So
it's about
travel, the travel ones, this is what the offer is, and so that's what we're that's
And
what
remember,
you're up against.
Remember, we shared with you guys that the reason why all of these companies are popping up, adding on travel, or just a travel company altogether popping up, like this, is because it's typically white label, right? And when you find out how cheap it is for you to get it white labeled and then offer it out to people like this for a $50 membership or whatever,
you got a couple $1,000, you can get it done.
Yep.
And start a whole company just like this. It's so easy to get into travel now because of how easy they made to link into their white label service. So that's why all these travel companies are popping up, because it's just easy to get into.
For those of you that are builders and you want to duplicate, pool 7 through 10 is where you're going to focus on, because that final column on the far right requires lineage requirements. What is lineage? People who you refer in, who they refer in, who they refer in, which leads me to our final way we get paid, which is the check match. Once you get to pool 7 through 10.
Okay, so there 7 through 10 is where you really start benefiting off of the off of you building. I'm seeing some low percentages here though, so let's see where we go with this.
And all the personal affiliates that you help get in the revenue pools, we're going to pay you 1 to 5% check match. So just imagine if you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200 personal affiliates that you help make commissions in qualifying the rev pools, you're going to make that much more money.
Holy crap. This is not 5% of the revenue or of the volume. This is 5% of their check, which is already a percentage of the volume. So I'm not anticipating that these numbers are going to be anything significant, but let's see what happens here.
That's what's exciting about this opportunity, is compensation plan drives behavior. Personal sales is all you can control that help you get in the revenue pools. And the more revenue we do, the more goes into the pools, which more payout. And the more people that you help become affiliates, which is just an affiliate fee attached to a membership fee, and you get to pool 7 through 10, we're going to pay you up to 5% in check match. And that is the power of this comp plan. So timing, placement, and position is a real thing, because 100% of the people that join this idea after you financially benefits you to get in the comp plan. So now is the time. Once you enroll, my suggestion is reach out to the top 10 people that trust you, people that you've done business with in the past. Let them have the same opportunity as you, as get them in during founders. There's no money due until we go to pre-launch. Once we go to pre-launch, you'll have 48 hours to pay the activation fee and lock your spot to make sure you capitalize on all the company growth that came in after you enrolled. If you have questions, find me on.
Man, talk about major fear of loss and FOMO. Like this.
I was just about to say, this is one of the things that really pisses me off about, companies, especially the new companies. What they do, again, is pretty much tell you, if you don't get in here now while we're new, you're never going to win. And I know they think that that sounds real cool and it's going to attract a lot of people, but honestly, it should make you want to run. Because if you're telling me the only way to be successful in the company is that I have to get in the very beginning, and I can't get in anytime, because I expect a company to last. I want a company that's going to last so I can keep getting a check. And if you're telling me that, if I hadn't heard of Levarti until 5 years later, and I come in 5 years after they've had this pre-launch of the launch, right? That I can't be successful, that's a problem.
Well, it's going to be harder.
Right. It's going to be hard to do. No. And this is the problem people have, the general public has with MLMs and network marketing and affiliate marketing, if that's what they want to call themselves. Whoops, sorry. And affiliate marketing. So if that's what you're saying, then no wonder people are sick and tired of hearing about companies like this. And you're saying you're setting yourself apart, but The way that you're talking about this company, you sound just like everybody else. And that's what turns them off, not on. So, you know, if you're what people are looking for is a way to be able to have a fair and even playing field. No matter when I came in, I'm tired of people talking about some of the timing and the position. Timing is important, placement is important, positioning is important, but not in the context that he's describing it. And that's where I have the problem. The timing needs to be right in terms of whether or not this is right for you, whether or not this makes sense to be a part of this company. And so far for me, it's pre-launch, no. Whether or not you have built up or are in the process of building up an audience where this would make sense for you to offer it to. You don't just go running around to whomever you know that trusts you and think that just because they trust you, you're supposed to manipulate that and play on that. That's not what that means. Positioning is important because yes, it is important for you to get in when you can, but if you're going to get in, for me, you need to be in a position of confidence, and your confidence needs to come from a set of skills that you have. So don't come into a company and you don't know what the hell you're doing, because then your position won't matter because you don't know what to do to make this comp plan give you any comp.
Yeah.
And then when he talks about, what was it, the time of positioning and the placement. Normally, when we're talking about placement, we're talking about how you place people within the organization and the comp plan so you can get the most out of it. So, you know, people will throw these words at you all the time, but please know that not everybody is using them in the same manner, you know?
And you know, as far as timing too, you also got to think about market timing, right? Is the
Yes.
market, is the right time to market for this particular product or service? You know, we heard about Groupon coming in right around
yes.
COVID, and they absolutely had the best timing, and they should have took Google up on that offer.
Yeah.
But and it collapsed after that. The catalyst that launched that company and made them grow so fast, the catalyst went away and the company, you know, flopped. But their timing was right to enter the market, but they didn't have, you know, they didn't have a good way to like exit.
Yeah.
Right. So we talk about that too. I want to see if he gives some more details here. Hold on.
Yeah, because
Facebook.
no, I was just going to say, if you're in pool, let me read this.
No limit to the number of personally enrolled affiliates, which one can earn a check match bonus. Check match payout percentages is dictated by your qualifying pool status as of the current month.
So when you're, let me make sure I'm clear. When you're in pool 7, that means you get 1% check match on all of the people you personally enrolled, whatever they earned.
Yeah, whatever they earned. Good.
Look, DJ Barton, welcome to the squad. We're creating history. We're creating a disruption. No one's done in the
Everybody's
space
creating
until now. We've got everything dialed in. This company is poised to be a championship company, and we will be on everybody's phone in years to come. And we're excited that you're going to help.
That's it.
That's it.
Hold on. Maybe let's see.
Everybody, Jake Kevorkian here. I'm going to take a few minutes.
Is that it?
That's it. That's their comp plan.
That's it. It just ends
That's
like
it.
that.
That's it.
Man, all right. So
Oh, let me just throw this out there real quick too. I get being in pre-launch and all that and everything, great, but you don't even have your comp plan on your site. You do have a site, so to not even have the comp plan on the site yet, and you talking about it's coming, we making it, and so here's a Canva picture right now. I'm just like, get it together. I don't like that. What else were you
that's,
looking for?
no, that's it.
Yeah, that's the comp plan.
You just really don't know how much you're gonna earn. You just gotta cross your fingers and hope for the best. Hope the company grows, and hope that, you can, get into the necessary, pools, but you really don't have, you have no clue on how much money those pools are going to be until they start, paying it
Exactly.
out. And then I had a question about the pool. So like when he said all of the revenue that comes in after you, he's talking about new people, right?
Mhm.
New members and things like that. Does that reset every month?
Good question.
Or is it just a cumulative since lifetime since you came in, right? I would assume that it resets every month and they would have to have, you need 1,000 points. I don't know. I don't know.
And that's the problem. We don't know about I know. That's the problem.
So it is a simple comp plan. It's literally only 3 things you're looking at here. But you don't really know how much you're gonna earn. So I'd be curious if anybody's in Levarti, how much are
Yeah,
these
what was the pool
pools
share?
paying out?
Also, another thing about pool shares typically in companies is it ain't like you getting 3% of the whole revenue of the company. What they typically do is they take in the revenue and they set aside a certain percentage specifically to pay out pool shares. So I'm wondering, is Levarti telling me, is Levarti telling Beyonce's internet that that you guys are literally taking everything coming in and giving out 3% to everybody? Because I know he said something about
They
if they pay 10,000.
They set aside 33% of the gross revenue. He
Okay,
said
okay.
the top line revenue.
Okay, I missed that.
That's before you pay expenses and everything, right? They're taking 33% of the gross top line revenue
Okay.
and splitting that up between the pools. So
Okay,
3%.
I totally missed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But okay, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure. So it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you have to keep that in mind as well. And then also keep in mind, again, with so many companies sprouting up with travel, that when you are prospecting customers, I'm not even going to talk about the business builders and recruiting, right? They said you don't have to recruit, no recruiting necessary. Okay, don't recruit. Let's say you're talking to customers, potentials. And they say, well, what makes you different from Surge 365? What makes you different from IntelliTravel? What makes you different from iBoomerang?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
That is the question to ask.
Yeah. Because you can't answer it by saying, listen, we're disrupting the industry. That's what makes us different. We are on fire. My team is bringing in 6 figures. We don't care about that. We want to know, what are we getting for our money as a customer?
Mhm.
And also, for those of you that want to build it as a business, ask yourself this question, whether it comes to travel, health and wellness, or whatever. If the network marketing part disappeared one day, would you still be obsessed with the products or services or what have you? Would you want to purchase it? If somebody came to you and only talked to you about the product, and so I understand some of you, that's exactly how you got into the business.
Mhm.
You started with the product, you fell in love with it, and then you came into the business. Wonderful. But there are so many folks that don't do that. And especially now with social media, because people are posting certain things, trying to get you into their company that is inaccurate, right? And that focus is heavy on you can get paid, you can get paid, you can get paid. And you come into something that all you want to do is get paid, but then you realize, wait, this is actually not the best product that I could give to the market. This is not solving problems. This is not, really doing much, and therefore nobody's buying. And since nobody's buying, I ain't getting no pull share. I ain't making no money. You get what I'm saying? And so And I'm not saying that to speak only on Levarti, that would be any company. You know, because if you can't even get customers in the first place, you're not going to get a 3% of zero.
Yeah.
There you go.
Zero. I want to follow them though and see, hey, Reggie's on,
Hey.
and see what happens and how much money, because I mean, that's a question that, you know, I absolutely would have. If somebody came to me with this and I didn't know nothing from nothing, how much money can I make? You can't answer that question.
Right.
You can't answer that question, especially since it's so new. We don't know how much the company's growing.
And granted, according to the FTC, you're not supposed to be going around saying, hey, if I made 6 figures, you can too. That's why we don't do that, right? But we show you progress that we've made anytime we are offering our services as leaders, right? To lead you down a path, you need proof that you should trust us, right? We're not just like, hey, y'all, we love what we do, therefore follow us. No, you know, you need somebody with a good business sense, a good business brain to be able to lead you down the right path and know what to do and how to you know, customize a roadmap for you to be able to be successful in what you're doing. Most people just want you to join their team. Just join their team. They got no plan for you. They've got no roadmap for you. And then they tell you, oh, just log in and start doing the training in the back office. Just write a list of 100 people. And yet it's been all of these years and years go by and people still haven't made any money. So you definitely want people that are going to, you know, give you more of a personal touch when you're coming into the business, somebody who's actually going to take the time to learn you, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, like all of that. So don't just go on, you know, oh, this is a very lucrative opportunity. Every opportunity says that. Okay, so don't be duped on that, but really pay attention. So I'm interested to see what is going to happen with this company, considering the fact that they are brand new. I know some people have started to earn money with it, but I will also tell you this. We had a conversation with a person in Levarti, and we showed them, hey, do you realize there's other travel companies out there? And they offer a lot more than Levarti for comparable price and better pay, possibly, right? Because we don't know for sure. And when that person saw it, she said, oh, I wish I'd have known about this a week before, because I just joined this and now I'm stuck. And she felt obligated to stay there.
Because you have people.
Right. So problem.
Yeah. So we're gonna follow this. Like I said, if you're on Levarti or you know folks in there, man, I need, like, how much are you earning, bro? Like, there's no way I can know what the dollars amount gonna look like on each pool level.
And is anybody in
pool?
pool 7 through 10 yet?
Yeah.
Curious to know that too.
And as the company goes on, I would say that they should be able to get sort of a run in the average of the historical,
right?
You know, at least not the individual, just how many people historically has been in this pool, each pool, and historically, you know, how much revenue has the company, you know, put into the pool, right? What's the 33% been, right? Or at least give us what's the total amount of revenue they've had to, you know, take the 33% from, and let us do our own calculations at least. I have zero numbers to even do calculations. My brain is like, where are the numbers? Where are the numbers?
Let me just say, if Levarti was on Shark Tank asking the sharks to put in their $100, guess what they'd be asking? Where are your sales? Where are your numbers? And Levarti talk about, so we in pre-launch, you know, you gotta have a vision. They're gonna be like, for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. Don't believe me? Call one of them up.
I don't even know like how much they've, you know, how many people have joined the company like now, like how many members do you have, like something.
Look, at least we Live Good, they were bragging about how many people they done brought in so far. So I'm curious to see if Levarti's going to do something similar.
Let me know something. I need,
please, we need updates on this. We We need facts and figures. That's what business runs on. It's like gas. You know what I'm saying? It's like oil in your engine and transmission fluid. Like what? How do you plan to operate the business with no numbers?
He said they projected that they were gonna they'd reach $1 million by sometime in 2024, maybe the first half of 2024 or something like that.
Based on
But
what?
based on what? That's exactly based on what is your current figures and what because how you project future figures is based on what
Current
the growth
figures.
that's been the current and how fast it's grown so far.
Right.
And if you project that growth out into the future, that's how you get the number. But I didn't get any
But
figure as to
they
not
know
in this
that
video,
most
at least.
people don't know that. So they're just hoping you're satisfied with them talking about a projected income, projected growth. But they have a strong suspicion you don't know how to calculate that. So you can't verify. You're not going to do the due diligence to go and find out what that should look like compared to what they're saying it looks like.
I mean,
And
so
that's the problem.
and maybe because this one, let me see, this video was just the comp plan.
Mhm.
Hopefully, maybe they go over it in a more detailed video. I see another one here that's 25 minutes. But
It looked like the same Canva comp plan to me.
it's the same Canva. It is the same Canva comp plan. That's all they have to show. It looks like, but
I think the rest of the video is just about the company itself, maybe like how the membership works or something like that.
maybe
I don't know.
I want
This
to.
whole thing is about the comp plan.
I want to skim through it for a second and just kind of like see if they mention anything about any numbers. I'm gonna put this on a double speed. And let me just share again. Where's my thing going? Bam. One.
A month than any other company in direct sales. And I also believe we'll have more people on the back end of this affiliate pay plan making, multiple 6- and 7-figure incomes because of the way we pay it out. Let's be very clear. There's only so much money, anywhere between 40 and 50% that any direct sales company can ever pay out, right? I mean, that's pretty standard, anywhere from 40 to about 40 to 50% on the very high end. It's all
That's
in the
not
way
true.
we pay this money out that makes it so incredibly powerful. And by the way, if you're watching this right now, and when I'm finished, if you have any questions or anything you don't completely understand, I want you guys to reach out and get in touch with me personally, because I'm telling you, once you understand this pay plan, you will not be able to sleep tonight. Okay, you will not be able to sleep. It's that good. So I'm going to run through it. There's 3 different ways that we generate income.
So he's just going to the pay again.
Yeah.
I mean,
But let
maybe
me just say, that is not true. That these companies can't pay any more than this, that is not true.
yeah.
You can't just be throwing that mess out there like that. That's not even true.
You saying like to stay up and surviving, right? And to stay
That's
in
not what you
business.
said.
Well, I'm assuming that's why he said it. If a company pays out more than such amount, they're not going to have enough revenue to sustain their business, is
Mhm.
what the assumption is. But you can't really prove that. You can have
And
general.
you can't give a specific number like that,
you can-
because we already know of companies that pay out more
yeah.
than what he just said. So that is not an accurate statement. It's not a fact.
Yeah, I
State
think
the
he's gonna
facts
go-
or don't say anything. Like, just do that. This is a business. You can't play with people like that.
Yeah. So if we find out any more information, we'll throw some updates in the comments. But for now, that's all we have to go off of. And so, like I said, if you're in Levarti, please help us out. What your checks been looking like? What pool you at? How many people in the pool? Like, what's the growth been? How many people in the company qualification thing? Like,
Yeah.
what is it looking like? Because we have no clue.
And if there's any leaders in there, the only leader I know of just got out of some kind of scam, and now they're over here. So I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good. They were just, what was that 50 billion sales?
Oh, that.
Chill.
Oh yeah, nah,
That was a damn scam. And she all up in it,
crazy.
videos and everything. And these people be following. Just drinking the damn Kool-Aid. Child, not me.
Weird.
And then be telling them,
Pied
she
Piper right there.
crazy.
Just following the music. All right, that is it for this video.
Yep.
Please.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah.